sort of, but he's been making probes manually because he couldn't Maynard them down there without them being spotted. So it's not really fully saturated yet. Now Movie pushing in here. Again, he's got more Dragoons. If he can pick off that Reaver, he'll have an advantage. There's a thing there, shield battery to prevent the Reaver from dying though. The Reaver is falling back, hitting the shield battery. He's firing off some Scarabs. Not enough Scarabs though, but his second Reaver's in play, but almost no Dragoons left. He's pushing in, he's trying to pick off those Dragoons. Picks off almost all the Dragoons, but forced to fall back. Too many Scarabs hitting his Dragoons. Evened up the count, and now 2 Reavers in play. Puts Pure at a huge advantage. Pure now mining at his second base, or his natural base, I should say, as well. He's got his Templar archives up. He's going to be able to start producing HTs, High Templars, and because we're going to move into High Templar tech sort of phase, sort of a late game here. Look at this. Wow. Movie putting up more gateways. More gateways going up. He's got cannons down, so he's protected against counter DTs. But he is just basically going to... Oh, man, this is so bad. He's just going to kind of go all in with a ton of gateways and 2 bases and just produce a crap ton of Dragoons. But he doesn't know that Pure has a 3rd base on him, so there's no way he can overpower him with just Pure units. And now DT's coming out for Pure. I don't know if... I mean, I don't think he even has... Okay, never mind. He does have observers. So he's got an observer there. Unfortunately, it's going to fly probably right past his forces to do some scouting and let those DTs right in. Look at that. Oh, man. And where are those DTs going? He's checking for a 3rd base, I guess. It's kind of strange. He may have had his own observer. Pure may have had his own orange observer in Movie's base, and so he might have seen the observer there. And this is just weird. I'm not sure why he's not going for some probe kills. Well, I guess he probably knew the cannons were there. That's probably it. Never mind. Okay, so taking out 3rd base, actually a decent idea. Trying to keep that economic advantage by having a 3rd base of his own in that bottom right, and he could easily get a 4th down there as well. That'd be, oh my gosh. Archon is out. Why does he have an Archon? I mean, obviously they're good against Zealots, but I don't know. Anyway. It's kind of a strange unit to get. He needs High Templar more, I think, at this point. But again, I guess he's going for timing, basically. He doesn't want to try and bother getting Storm. He's just going for massive units off massive gateways. Just going to try and go all out that way. He wasn't as all in as I thought he was. I thought he was getting more gateways, but it looked like he didn't get as many as I thought. He was trying to get that 3rd base up at the 3 o'clock position, sorry. So now he's going to send his army down here to protect that location so DTs can't go in there and just shut it down anymore. Got another probe there. But still, huge advantage. He's got the High Templar out instead of the Archon. He's got Reavers out still. Probably he's got a shuttle there to carry the Reavers around. Pure has such a huge technological advantage. He's got an army advantage. Well, a little bit. He's got less Dragoons. He's got more Zealots, so I guess maybe that's why Pure went with the Archon. I didn't realize that... I'm sorry, Movie went with the Archon. I didn't realize Pure had so many Zealots around. So the Archon is going to be able to do pretty well against those Zealots. But Pure with that bottom right base... Oh, no! Movie moved out his army before building that Nexus, before building a cannon at least. And is going to get that 3rd base shut down again. Oh, Pure is so far ahead right now. He's been mining for so long with that 3rd base of his, and he's going to get another base up in the bottom left. They do have about even supply, though, somehow. Pure just... Now they're for all intents and purposes even in supply. And oh, the probe's going to find this base. After all, probe now, he knows what's up. He's going to find that base, and Movie's like, oh, crap. Look at his face. He's like, oh, my God. I can't believe I let him have that for so long. That's why he hasn't died yet. That's why he keeps having enough forces to hold me off, even though I got a ton of gateways. Pure is now starting to pull ahead in supply here. He's probably got his gateways running now. But Movie is sending some forces to that bottom right location. He's not going to need a ton of forces to take out that base. Only a couple cannons are there. So that's going to be a really effective attack. And in the meantime, he only needs to use a few forces down there to hold that off. And in the meantime, he can use the rest of his army to just kind of stall in the middle while he kills off that base. Pure, it looks like, is going to get another base on the left side, but I'm not sure. He could just... Oh, wait, DT coming in here. And, oh, look at that. Movie taking the natural expansion of that main. But a DT has spotted it. Get the probe, get the probe, get the probe, get the probe, get the probe for the Nexus. Otherwise, he can build a cannon or something. Cancels the Nexus, though, at least. That DT could go in there and kill those Dragoons as well and save that base, so Pure's not in a bad position yet. Pure is trying to set up another base over here, but we may have a climactic battle in the middle of the map here. Pure with a little bit of extra armory. He's got the Reavers in play as well, but the Archon runs straight up, does major damage to the Reavers. Another Archon coming in, kills off the Reavers, but storms go off all over every unit of movies. And more Zealots coming in from behind. The Archons are really doing an excellent job against those Zealots, but unfortunately they weren't directly engaged with most of the Zealots until the Archons were killed off by the other Archons and the Zealots. Now it's just Zealots versus Dragoons. The Zealots forcing the Dragoons to fall back, and my stream just skipped. Ah!
현재 병력이 20%가 많아야 말씀드려 먹고 있는 상황도 어이구 9시도 오렌지 3개 9시도 막세웠거네요. 이것저것 다 막세웠거네요.
사실은 지금은 이제 진영아 선수는 보병밖에 없었고 박세정 선수.
Alright, I'm back. Sorry, I had to pause and let it queue up and everything. I was watching on YouTube and the amount that it downloaded caught up to where I was commentating. But obviously Pure won that battle and has taken a major advantage now. Movie, by trying to send paltry forces after that bottom right base, has not killed it. And instead he's just lost forces on those cannons and is now in huge trouble. He's managed to get that third base up at the 3 o'clock position, but he is really in bad shape. Now he's sending another 3 Zealots down to take care of that base. No, wait, he might be sending his whole army down that direction with an observer to take out the DT. No, the DT gets away. Is there a cannon at the third base? There is. So that DT's going to get taken, well, it's going to get pushed back. But I don't think he can afford, he can't really run his, if he attacks bottom right with his whole army, he's going to get overrun at his natural. He doesn't have enough tech units, you know, around to really hold off a large attack long enough to get back. So he's now sent another smaller force down there. His army is split up. His army is split in half, and so some of his forces are attacking that bottom right there, but he's got almost no forces here to hold off Pure's main army. Pure with a huge army coming in here. He's going to try and push in, try and catch that army unawares. He's trying to fall back down to the bottom right so he can meet up with the other part of his army, which is probably dead on those 2 cannons again, but he's just got nowhere to run to. He finally turns to fight, and oh, he's got High Templar there. They don't even get a storm off. His High Templar goes down, and now he's just getting chased. His army is just getting chased around the map at this point. Okay, he's managed to kill off one of the cannons down there with those 2 Dragoons. He's managing to pelt away at that Nexus, but I think it's a little bit too late for him now. He's now moving in here. Oh, more storms going off on a lot of his Zealots. Not doing as much damage as they could have, but still, his force on the right. You can just look at the minimap, see this huge blob of orange chasing, slowly cornering this little blob of blue, which is now falling back towards Pure's base. Movie is now having to fall back towards Pure's base, and Pure has sent a couple Zealots down to deal with that Dragoon in the bottom right as well. Now he's fallen back in a huge circle and lost units the entire way. Pure has lost nothing in this entire debacle. He's just been trying to buy time. Movie's been trying to buy time for his forces to get up, for a few more HTs to get some Storm energy. They run in and don't even cast Storm. 2 of them don't even cast Storm before they go down. Storm's going off all over Movie's units, so this is probably the end of Movie's OSL run. We are seeing his army getting completely destroyed now. GG coming from Movie. GG, and Movie has been eliminated from the OSL. Movie, the silver medalist of last season, is not even going to get a chance at a 3rd, 4th. He's eliminated from the round of 8. Wow, so Pure is, well, actually I don't think they do 3rd, 4th place in the OSL. But Pure is going to advance now. Pure is advancing to the semifinals. And I really got to hand it to Pure. I'm excited for him to be making this run deep into the OSL. He's been a very strong player for a while. He's been helping carry Fox in the Pro League for a while, sort of off and on, not completely consistent. But now to see him actually, you know, really fulfilling his true potential here, and doing well in individual leagues is very heartening. I'm glad to see him doing well, and to see another up-and-coming player doing well. You know, if it's not as fun when you have the same players winning everything all the time. Although it's pretty cool to see Flash winning everything, I gotta say. Anyway, yeah, so Pure's gonna go on to the semifinals, where you know, he may stand a chance against Flash. Flash is not perfect against Protoss players, and he's gonna be, I think, practicing other matchups. he's been practicing TVT for the MSL this week, so he's got himself spread thin.